Well, how about it, y'all? This is Daniel Nicholson with Nicholson Farms, and welcome back to another video. We finally have our winner of the drawing. We're going to discuss that later in the video towards the end. We're going to do the random comment picker, and it'll select randomly. I got a video of it already, so I know who the winner is. Got a video of it already, so you can see that it was random. But before that, we've got to get a little bit of work done here in the garden. I haven't really shown a lot of the garden this year. Typically, my garden videos don't really do as well on YouTube. But this is about to be a big part of my summer here in the garden right here. It's going to be a lot of time spent. A lot of you that's been watching our channel for a while know that I started a bunch of plants in the greenhouse for the first time this year. We sold a lot of plant starts and we did really well with that. We got our greenhouse that we built paid for, and a lot of those plants went into here. A lot of them got sold, and we've got a lot of produce hopefully to sell this summer. At the farmers market, over Facebook, over Craigslist, and things like that. So that's why we've got this big garden. It's about 150 by 60, I think, is the dimensions of it. You can fit a lot of produce in here. But last week, my dad planted 4 more rows of corn. We've gotten 1 inch of rain since then, but since then and nothing. We got a chance of rain for Friday, but it's not looking too well. But this corn is starting to pop up. So we need to get some irrigation on it. We run drip hoses in all our garden. So I need to run 4 more lines of that, and I'm gonna show you how we do that today. Figured I would start from the beginning. We've got a spigot on the corner of our garden with a timer, a hose pipe, and then it reduces down to this 5/8 pipe. I can't remember what this pipe's called, but it's a pretty tough pipe. It doesn't have any holes, it doesn't drip at all. This is what our connections go into for our drip irrigation system. So right here we have our connection, a cutoff valve that goes into this pipe, and this is our actual drip hose. The drip hose is a 5/8 pipe that has little bitty slits all down it that drips out. I think it's every 6 inches if I'm not mistaken. And we've got it just weaved in through our baskets right here. Right here we've got 2 rows of corn here and 2 rows there that we're going to work on today. I've got my cutoff valve that we've got to put in our pipe. I think this is a 5/16. I can't remember 100% sure, but I know this is a 5/8. We've got a roll of our drip irrigation. Let me see if I can show you the holes. So if you can see right there, that little slit, that's where your water actually comes out of. Once this thing gets so much pressure, I think it needs like 25 psi. Once it gets so much pressure, it'll start dripping out. But I've got that set up on our fancy patented unroller, I guess. Just stole some bar stools out of the shed so we can walk down and roll this out as we go. Make it easy so that roll's not jumping around on us. So how I attach our cutoff valve to our hole is we have to make a hole in there first. They make a special little tool that you can just kind of punch in there. I think we used to have one, but like everything else around here, it goes missing. So we don't have that. So I've just got an 1/8 inch drill bit. We're basically just gonna line up where our cutoff needs to be. And I'm just gonna put one little hole in there. Once you get that in there, you're just going to take this and it's just going to pop in there, and it's good to go. Like I said, this is not a very high pressure system, so just that little bit's going to seal it off. It's not going to leak too much. It might leak a couple drops, but it's not going to leak too much on you, and it's good to go. Now we just need to run our hose out, our drip hose out, and we'll attach it. Let me run it out real quick. I'll show you how we terminate the other end at the end, and it's a pretty simple concept. Make sure you have water all summer long, especially when it's dry like it is now. So now that we've made it all the way to the other end of the garden, we've got our drip hose stretched the whole length. It's time to terminate this end. There's several different things you can do. I have before kind of bent it up and put a zip tie around it, cramping it off. They make something that you can actually slip over here. But the simplest and easiest thing to do, and probably the cheapest really, is once I roll my drip tape out, I just cut about 5 to 6 inches off the very end. And then I'm gonna take my drip tape, I'm just gonna fold it over once, and then I'm gonna come back. So I kind of got it like that, crimp down, and then I'm just gonna take the piece that I cut off. You kind of just gotta bend that a little bit, open up the piece that you cut off, and just feed that through. It can be a little difficult every once in a while, but just get that in there. And now that piece is hanging on the end, it's holding it crimped shut. Whenever this line fills up, there's not gonna be much water, if any, that gets out of this seal. So it's quick and easy, ready to go. So I guess now let's run back to the other end and cut it at the cutoff valve and attach it to the cutoff valve, and this row is almost done. So on this end, all we're gonna do is come in, take a pair of scissors, cut our drip tape. So this is reverse threaded, so whenever you technically loosen it away from your cutoff valve, it's gonna go over the top of your drip tape and seal it. Like I said earlier, it's not really that pressurized, so that's enough to seal it. So we're just gonna open it all the way back towards the cutoff. We're gonna open up our drip tape. We're gonna slip it over. It's kind of got some barbs. You're gonna slip it as far back as you can. Then twist that coupling away from your cutoff, and that's sealed up, ready to go. So this line is technically done. We've just got to do some moving around on it. But I like to fill up my system first before I start moving around the line. It kind of helps. And so let's go ahead and knock out our other 3 rows, and we'll fill up the lines, get them adjusted right, and this project's done. I waited around until it's about 6:30 now. It was like 93 degrees today. I waited around, did all my other chores. The shade got over to the top of the garden, so it's a lot cooler now. I would have been dying earlier. I've been in the sun with work all day long. I am ready to get in some AC. So now, like I said, all that's left is to run 3 more lines. I'm gonna speed it up just a little bit. Let's see how fast we can get this done and fill this system up. Tell you what, we got some lazy dogs. 1, 2, 3, all 3 of them trying to take naps. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on our water. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on for like 1.5 hours, or maybe 2 hours. Might as well, it's dry. I really don't like watering plants at night or in the heat of the day. It's okay every once in a while, but it's a great way to encourage pests. At least that's what they told us at school. They always told you don't put your plants to bed wet. So I typically watering in the morning's the best. Gives it time for those leaves to dry off. It's mostly for whenever you're watering from above the plant. Whenever you get your leaves wet, you want those leaves to be able to dry off throughout the day. Throughout the night, they're not going to really dry off. You can run into some problem with some different issues. But we're trying to get this system filled up so I can get these hoses adjusted and get this corn watered along with everything else. My cucumbers over there, I've got a couple wilted leaves on those already, so you can kind of see it's already starting to drip out of these slits. Once this pipe fills up, gets a lot more pressure. All these hoses in the whole garden's got to get pressure first. I could go ahead and cut off the other valves, but I'm gonna go ahead and let them fill up. But once they fill up, this pipe will get stiff and it'll be a whole lot easier to move around. This one right here is almost exactly where it needs to be already. Alrighty, all 4 rows of our little baby corn is getting water now. Ready to go. It's nothing like rainwater, but it's better than nothing. This stuff is a good, I guess, insurance, if you put it that way. If we don't get any more rain, we'll be all right. We're still going to produce some vegetables to be able to sell and to consume and to freeze. So I think we're going to be just fine. Either way, we really would like to have some more rain, but this will do for the time being. So that's actually pretty much it for our summer garden. Everything is planted. I think we might do a little bit more radishes. We've kind of already consumed about half of them. They're ready, so we'll probably plant a couple more radishes, but other than that, everything is planted in this garden, ready to go. Time will tell how we'll do this year. But I guess let's go ahead and get into the drawing. I'm about to throw up the clip real quick of when I did the drawing, so it's completely random. Here we go. Let's see who the winner is. So congratulations, Stephanie DeGroot. I actually know Stephanie pretty well. I'm happy she's won. She's been a supporter of the channel for a long time. We're gonna make sure Elliot gets a little shirt as well. Really appreciate you leaving us a comment. I really appreciate everybody leaving us a comment. It really helps our channel. The biggest things that help our channel is comments, likes, just any kind of interaction really throws our videos more into the algorithm of YouTube, gets them spread around more, helps us grow, and we really appreciate it. We really appreciate it if you're willing to do that. I really appreciate y'all clicking on this video. Appreciate you hanging out with us. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and we'll see y'all on the next one.